Hey, good morning, everybody. I know we were here just a minute ago, and then I jumped out, and I jumped back in, and jumped back in, jumped back out. What can I tell you? So I'm not sure. I think my Facebook is acting up today, but that is part of the life and the joy of doing this thing each and every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. I call it Success Life Live. I get to be the host. I get to be the coach. I get to be the guy that steps in and wishes you a good morning. As I was saying before I had to do the restart, reaching over here. Somebody the other day had sent me a message saying that I'm like the coffee before their coffee. I'm like the thing they do while they're waiting for the coffee to get started. So I hope your coffee is brewing, or if it's late in the evening, Aunt Deb, maybe your champagne and caviar dreams. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Toomey. Good morning, Aunt Deb. I saw a couple other people slide by and somehow I missed it. So I want to have you just take a moment, say good morning, say hello. For those of you who don't know, we're in the middle of a blizzard here in Atlanta. Like, school was called off, and public service workers and government employees were all let go yesterday about noon because we were going to have a freeze and black ice and deep snow. When I got up this morning, it's currently 40 some degrees, I think, near me. I'm kind of laughing, because it's like, okay, here we go, and everybody freaks out, and then nothing happens, and then that always sets us up for when something does happen, nobody believes it. You can't win. You can't win when it comes to winter warnings in Atlanta. Sorry, I had to put that coffee down. But it is kind of funny because I do think it is going to shift at some point today because the birds outside have been really active and feeding up. So maybe they're storing up for when snowpocalypse comes. My kids are really happy they didn't have school today. They don't know they have a digital learning day coming. Yeah, the teacher sent out digital learning. But anyhow, for your learning today, we're going to jump in and do our Success Life Live lesson today. And I really am talking about, there's really two difference makers, two things that separate average from extraordinary. From getting it done, from wishing you could. And it's really ambition and command. Now, I know that I talk about all these 5 steps and 4 steps and 3 things and 10 things and 9 things and 6 things you need to do to be successful. But it's sort of like when you go back to Granny's house and she's like, oh, please, just give me some eggs and some butter and a little bit of flour. And next thing you know, she's made cake, she's made bread, and somehow she's turned it into a steak dinner with mashed potatoes. She knows the basics that she needs to make something great. And if you want to make something great in your life, if you want to turn this thing around, and we're hitting the end of January, and statistically I've been told that like by January 12th, January 15th, 80% of people have given up on their dream. Well, I'm sorry, not their dream, their goal. Because that goal thing was something they stuck on a piece of paper and nailed to their bathroom mirror and said, I'm going to make this happen. And after the first hot shower and the sticky tape got kind of mushy and matte and it fell off, they gave up. Well, why? Because they lacked the ambition and they lacked the command. So ambition. It's interesting, I grew up in the Midwest. I've shared that a couple times with you, from a German Lutheran mechanical engineer in Minnesota. So you can guess that we kind of kept things tight and neat. We didn't really express emotions. I mean, Lord, you didn't know if we were laughing or dead sometimes at a family dinner because that's the way German Lutheran Minnesotans do. We keep things very, But I also remember hearing things like, don't aim too high. Who do you think you are? You ain't tall cotton. That we had these ambitions that we were sort of taught how to hold back, tighten down, switch around, and just keep them within what would be reasonable. I mean, we don't want to seem like arrogant people. We don't want to seem like overconfident. We're not those kind of people. We're not braggadocious. I don't know why braggadocious has to be said with that accent, but it felt kind of good. So we've learned to take our ambitions as low as we can, but still have just enough flavor in them so that they feel like they're ambitious. And so we don't really have ambition. What we have is just sort of like, a little bit above warm. And so when we lean into those goals, when we lean into those dreams, when we lean into those desires, they're not like ambitious, big, screaming, loud things that we want because we've been taught, we don't really believe that. We don't really deserve that. We're not really worthy of something that big. Be humble, be gracious, be kind, be soft, be gentle. Who do you think you are having such grandiose ambitions? You know what? I didn't say I was going to get what I want in life by stepping on you. I wasn't going to take from you, but because of your fears and your doubts and your insecurities, I'm supposed to play it down, play it small, get little, get hidden, get tight. Well, I'm kind of giving you permission to have really super crazy ambitions. I saw Sonia jump in here and she's working on a project. Love it. Can't wait for it. Mother's Day must be coming up soon. When we talked about it way back, she said, I can't wait to go on Shark Tank. I thought that's an ambition I can get behind. It was like big, bold, 1 out of 10 kind of thing. I'm going to be on Shark Tank. When you speak your ambition, your goals, your visions for your life, for your kids, for your family, for your business, do they sound like really super big? Like that would take an army of people to complete? Do they sound like, it's going to take you 10 lifetimes to achieve that, my friend? Do people look at you and go, good luck with that? Because if they're not, it's too small. I'm reading here where I was writing the other day, allow for higher ambitions. You must make an agreement with allowing your life to become big. Stop basing your current life on your past, your community, and those around you. Let imagination grow and explode. I think it's funny when you read the story of Disney and how we acquired the Orlando property. He first, took his name off the paper because he for competition reasons, but he bought acre by half acre, by 10 acre, by 15 acre. He didn't go out and say, you know what? I've got this big ambition. I'm going to create this megalopolis park in the middle of Florida. And then he looked down and he's like, there's no land for sale big enough. I give up. And he said, you know what? I'm going to make this megalopolis, fun, amusement, fantasy world where people will come and it will be Tomorrowland and it will be this and it will be that. And he talked about it, but he went about it 1 acre at a time, 1 plot of land at a time, and slowly and quietly accumulating all the little pieces that he needed. That when he pulled back the sheet, so to speak, everybody was like, oh my gosh, how did you get all that land? What are you going to do? It was like, I had a big ambition. Y'all just couldn't see it because I was working on it piece by piece, day by day, thing by thing, moment by moment. But I never let go of the big idea that I needed to have all of this to go to the next level of building my dream, building my ambition. So I really want to say, what is your ambition? Is your goal, the goal, buy an acre of land? The ambition, create Disney World. And then the other part that I was saying is command. And the command is command over ourselves. And that's where commitment and determination and willpower, but also where responsibility and accountability come in. I love people that have discipline, but at the same time they'll say, it's not my fault. You got to understand who my boss is. Because, if you knew who my family was, if you knew how I grew up, if you knew the circumstances of my life before today, you would understand why I am where I am, what I'm doing, and why I keep myself in such a small... Really? Why? Because aren't you the creator of the life that you desire? Aren't you the one that's, sorry, just because you had a bad day back in 2011, you're allowed to skip going to the gym today. Just because you had a bad moment when you were in 3rd grade means you don't have to write the book because you missed 3 words on the spelling test and you had to stand in front of the room and read them out loud. Whatever it is. Really? Because command is really about taking that responsibility, taking that ownership, and taking control of your life. And so when you have those bad moments, when you have those bad people, when the circumstances start to get ugly and rough and hard and difficult, so what? This is my life. And I have a choice to sit here in victim mode, which turns over all my power, all my control, all of the things that I'm trying to create to somebody else. Or I get to take responsibility. And responsibility is not blame and it's not victim. It's like, okay, How am I going to, and I use the word responsibility, respond from my abilities? Did you get it? Responsibility is, how am I going to respond from my abilities? So I have a bad boss. He yells at me every morning. Okay, how am I going to respond? Respond, meaning take action in the direction that I intend to grow, go, or need to be based on the current abilities that I have. Well, you know what? I got enough money in the bank. I got my side hustle working pretty solid. I'm going to respond from the ability to look up at him and go, I'm out of here. Have a nice day. I don't need this anymore. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that because I haven't saved. I haven't paid down the credit cards. I went and bought big screen TVs and spent the weekend at Walmart shopping for things that are still hanging in the closet with the tags on it. So I don't have the ability to respond in the way that I want to get me in the direction that I want to do, be, or become. I got to work on my abilities to be able to respond to that boss situation, that work situation, that life situation from my abilities. And so often when I meet with people as a coach and I say, what is it you want? And you're like, what is it you desire? Where do you want to be? How do you want to become? What is the thing that's holding you into life? And they'll tell me something and I'll say, okay, where are you at now? And they'll be over here and their goal will be over there. Okay, I'm like, what do we need to do? What do we need to fill the hole between where you're at and where you want to be? What abilities, what talents, what resources do you need to be able to have so that you can respond to life based not on who you are, but who you are becoming? And so when I say take command and take responsibility, don't hear that as, okay, it's my fault. All right, I'm the victim. Hang me up. That one drives me nuts. I hate passive-aggressive people. I hate those people that in taking responsibility, they become a victim. No, what I want you to say is, you know what? This is not how I want my life to be. Now, what do I need to change it? Okay, do I have that ability right now? No. All right, I'm going to take command of my time, take command of my money, take command of my thinking, take command of my personal growth, take command of my fitness. So when this occurs tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years from now, I can respond from my abilities and take command over my life and maintain my ambitions to become who I want to become. Now, when you read the story at Disney, apparently, Mickey Mouse was rejected by everybody. Isn't that always the story? Isn't that always the case when we talk about famous people, and they're all escaping me now. I stink at names sometimes. How many times they went through rejection, how many times they failed the game-winning shot, how many times, they were like homeless, hungry, and everybody said, no, you can never have it, never be it, never, the Oprah story of her being suggested that she might consider working off camera instead of on camera because of a lot of reasons. Or J.K. Rowling's living in a car and working on Harry Potter, and I think she had like 30 or 40 some rejections on the book. Chicken Soup from the Soul, I understand that was turned down 1 billion times by editors because nobody understood it. When you look at all the great successes, they took command of the no's. They took command of the rejections. They took command of the things that were pushing them back and setting them down. And so, okay, I didn't have the ability to get a yes or turn it to a yes. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to go back to what I know. I'm going to go back to what I dream. I'm going to go back to my ambitions, and I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow. I'm going to pour in, do more, become thicker, bigger, whatever it is, so that I will always have the ability to respond in the direction of my dreams. And so that's really what I want you guys to start to do. When you look at, now we're almost on the edge of February, and I know probably most of your goals have been crashed against the shore, and you're trying to figure out a way of not being noticed and not being seen. That's a really cool way to live, isn't it? I failed at my goal, but I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want people to know that I failed at my goal. I'm just going to fail at my goal and wait until next year. No! Heck no, and double heck no. Say something else, but my kids are home from school. Sit down, find out what your real ambition is. I'm still educating. I trademark attorney. if you need help, Sonia, you know you have a direct hotline to me for that project because Mother's Day is coming quick. That's a bit of a side note. So create my own ability to respond and be able, yes, that's what, there you go. So anyhow, I want you to really look at it. It's like, what is my ambition? Like what, not my dream, like what do I want? Like, what is my ambition in life? What drives me, pushes me, grows me forward? Ambition, it can be dream, vision, mission, goal, statement. But what is it? And then how can I take command of it so that I have the respondability to stay in trueness to that? If you're struggling and you're like, I don't know what my big goal is. I don't know what my why is. I don't know why I'm here. I know I get that a lot. Go over and check out successlifeu.com. Successlifeu.com. It's sort of the curriculum that I put together after a class, during a class, before a class. There's the class that's up there now, and so you saw the ebook or the flip book or whatever. It's up there now. You can download it, take it for free. Kind of outlines 4 questions you need to ask yourself to discover your why. And sit down and with that and find a new starting point. Find a new starting point every day. Shoot, if you look at my... I gotta get better labels. These keep sliding off. If you look at my desk, I've got a daily journal, I've got a daily calendar, and I've got my random thinking book. Every morning, I refocus in on my goals. I reestablish my goal for the day, for the week, for the month, for my life. I'm always rebuilding and redoing them. I failed yesterday on half of them and I succeeded on the others. Does that mean I quit and give up? No. Because today's a new day and I'm going to start over. Because I know what my why is. I know what my passion is. I know what my ambition is. And I'm just building my respond abilities. All right? So make sure you go over and check that out. Today is newsletter day. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, go to ericgreid.com/subscribe. You can sign up for the newsletter. I put together, and I gotta be honest, you guys, this one's a little wordy. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Because I was trying to put together a basic business building principle. As you know, I work with business builders. I build businesses. And so often I see them running, especially at this time of year, because it was like, oh, I was going to create this business and then this didn't work and that didn't work, or I didn't get signed up, or I didn't get enough people in my downline, my offline, my inline, whatever. And now I'm crashing and burning and I'm going to give up on that idea. So this one is really, some strategies about business building basics. The things that I learned after spending a ton of money being told that there was a secret formula to a 7-figure income. So if you hadn't signed up for the newsletter, do so by going to ericgreid.com/subscribe. If you're getting this in replay, don't freak out. Sign up today. Sign up when you're watching this. It goes out to a rebroadcast to the unopened or new people on Friday. Then it goes in the archive. So you really have until Thursday night at midnight, I guess we could say, to sign up for the newsletter. Get it done. ericgreid.com/subscribe. Good morning, Mr. John Wayne Mullis. Y'all gotta love a name. His parents must have been just like cool people. They're like, we could do this. Yeah, we could do this. Let's do this. Let's call him John Wayne. February, I just finished putting together our February little challenge project thing. I love it. It's February. What's not to love in February? So make sure you're on the newsletter so you can get that when it comes out. And I'll go over it with us on Thursday because we have Fun Friend Friday with Randy Wheeler on Friday. It's my birthday and I'm starting my day off with you. No, I saw your Facebook feed. You've already started it off. Happy birthday, Mr. John Wayne Mullis. You were created today. You are gifted to us today to inspire and change the universe. And so we celebrate, we honor, and we thank God and the universe for creating you so that you can inspire and grow us and the people around you. It's interesting. There's a tradition, and I think it's Philippine, Asian. I'm going to give it to that corner of the world, but I could be wrong. And somewhere I picked it up But on your birthday, instead of being the recipient, you are the giver of gifts. And so you make an effort to give gifts to significant people in your life, thanking them for being part of your life for the last year, and sort of like, hey, you know. And when I lived in Uruguay, it was a really weird tradition. Well, it was kind of fun. When you went to a party, they had the kids' party, and then they had an adult party, because the family always stays together. But they would have a moment where they celebrated the parents, where like they would give mom and dad a cake, and they would applaud the mom and dad and congratulate them sort of on the successful raising and gifting of a child to the world for the day or for the last year. So we celebrate you, John Wayne. Got to pause after the Wayne. Mullis, wishing you a joy-filled, happy birthday. I know you are in one of your sweet spots because you are in a learning, growing, and giving environment. You are inspiring our veterans and helping them make the transition from service to civilian life, and I honor you for that. Thank you. So everybody else, take a moment, go over to John Wayne's page, post a hello and a happy birthday. Give him one here if you need. Remember that we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Go out, find your ambition, and then learn your respond abilities. And where that gap falls is where you need to start growing. And if I can help you with that. Poland in the house. John, you got the Polish sisters. Woo! That's like birds and sunshine and unicorns and cotton candy in your world. That's my Polish sister. I love her. I appreciate you guys all jumping in this morning. Even if we didn't get to have snowpocalypse, whatever they call it. We're supposed to be having a blizzard, not seeing it. Good morning, Miss Gail. Saw Greg jump in as well. But anyhow, I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for another Success Life Live. I love hosting this. Did a podcast yesterday, and that should be coming out in the next couple days. So as a guest, so I'll make sure you guys get a copy of that. It's a lot of fun. We talked about success principles and defining success in our life. And so it was I love doing guest podcasts because the questions they ask me require me to really think into what I know, what I believe, and what I want to teach. So if you got a podcast and you're like, hey, I'd love to have a guest, shoot me a letter. We'll see what happens. Upcoming author talks as well. I am caught up on my reading. I just finished 3 books in the last week. Oh my gosh, has it been only a week? You missed the blizzards. We're having it. Yeah, love Canada. So if you're an author, if you've written a book or got a book coming out that you would love me to sit down and read, and then we'll bring it on board and show it off on Author Talk. I'd love to talk to you about that. Hit me offline on private message and we'll see what we can do. Until then, go out, live today's day with just awesome abundance and awareness, because your success is there. It's just waiting for you to step into it. And one more time, happy birthday, John Wayne Mullins. See you guys tomorrow. Hey, Jean. Good morning. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, everybody. Take a moment, say hello to each other. I'm hoping we'll have some afternoon cold and snow. Hoping. This is Georgia. Anyhow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.